Clemson and Virginia. ACC Championship game in Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. First meeting between these two teams since 2013. Clemson won that one 59-10, but Taj Boyd's not walking through that door. No. Sammy Watkins not walking through that door. Martavis Bryant not walking through that door. But
they don't need him.
They don't need him. Exactly right. Bryce Perkins' pass intended for Terrell Chapman, picked off by Noah Turner in the end zone, so that is a touchback. Clemson now has the football, and when Clemson has the football, good things happen. Trevor Lawrence finding T. Higgins. Get used to that. 19 yards for the touchdown, his 11th of the season, and not his last of the evening. But Virginia tied the football game up. Perkins to Hassis Dubois. Not only does the name sound pretty, the reception was as well. Only the second touchdown allowed by Clemson in the opening quarter of a game this season. Justin Ross, why not? 59 yards. Now you think Clemson's the best team in football?
Yes, sir. I do.
They're showing it in Charlotte. Higgins, this is a sick grab. I'd say
he had a huge day.
I'd say check the gloves for the extra sticky stuff. My goodness, is that awesome. So that's a first down in style. Then Travis Etienne, that's 26 yards. It's his fourth touchdown in an ACC Championship game over his career. And the route was on, as we all expected. Minute to go in the first half. What'd you say that first half line was? Thought it was 17. Well, they covered.
Yes.
That puts Clemson up 31-7, 7-yard touchdown to Higgins on his third touchdown of the ball game. Virginia put another one on the board, and it's the first time Clemson has given up 14 points since November 7th when they had that barn beater against Wofford. Higgins, 3 touchdowns and just over a minute to go in the third, with the score 38-14. Lynn J. Dixon, 23 yards. Clemson's 19th ACC title. Make it 5 straight. They win it 62-17.
Wow. The line was 28.5.
I mean, when you're 28.5 point favorites in a championship game, that says a whole lot about your program. Total was set at 57. Clemson took care of that themselves. Wow. All right, back here at the desk with the 2-time Super Bowl champ. He is Brian McFadden and Barton Simmons here as well. Barton, let's start with what you saw from LSU and what you saw from Clemson. Those are the 2 highlights so far. Anything that you saw make you think one way or another about those 2 teams that you didn't think about them before coming into Championship Saturday?
Well, I think the big takeaway for me with LSU is that the defense is coming into form. And in a lot of ways, it's not about the defense's capability. It's just about the focus. And I think we're seeing now, particularly late in the year when the talking points were out there that Clemson had a soft defense, LSU had a soft defense, and it wasn't quite what we're used to seeing out of it. And then all of a sudden it shuts down Texas A&M 50-7. It shuts down Georgia 37-10. And the unit just looks like it's gaining confidence. It's certainly getting healthier. And now we're seeing that this LSU team is more complete as the season closes, because never has there been all along the way any doubt about this LSU offense. It's been perfect. It's been 12 for 12, 13 for 13 now. And so now all of a sudden with an LSU defense that's confident, that's healthy, I think all of a sudden, as we look towards the playoffs, this could be a team that actually has a case for jumping Ohio State once again for that precious number 1 seed that won't have to play Clemson in that first round of the college football playoffs.
All right, so then let's stay with Clemson now. BMAC has made it known that he thinks Clemson is the best football team in the country, and not just what they've done in the past, but the dominance that they've shown this year. You?
I think Clemson, look, heading into this weekend, I'll say this. Heading into this weekend, I thought Clemson was going to win the national championship. I still think that they've got a great case as the best team in college football, certainly playing the best. And offensively, man, that's a thing of beauty. I mean, I don't know how you stop it And yet that said, and look, I know Clemson is graded on a sort of a different bar than everyone else because it hasn't had an opportunity to play quite as many quality opponents as a few of the other teams we're talking about. But you saw in the Virginia game even tonight, in the first half when Virginia was driving the field a little bit, moving the football some, you could see that there's not quite as many freaks on that defense as we saw from last year. Statistically, this defense is better than last year's unit, which saw, 3 first-round draft picks. But I think in terms of the actual personnel, there is some holes. There is some weaknesses here and there that opponents can exploit. And so, look, it's nitpicking because Clemson ultimately is absolutely capable of winning a national championship and still very much a team I can consider winning. After this weekend, though, to be totally honest with you, I'm starting to lean towards LSU as just that team of destiny because of how well they're playing on both sides of the football and because of the confidence that team has. But there's not a better offense in college football than Clemson's. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. And I don't think I know. Yes, Trevor Lawrence probably was not the most consistent quarterback in college football. But the way he's played the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, that's who he is as a quarterback. And looking at all the potential quarterbacks that will play in the playoffs, is if everything goes accordingly, and if Ohio State take care of their business tonight against Wisconsin, Trevor Lawrence probably would be the best pro quarterback in the playoffs. And remember how he finished last season and the hype coming into this year? I think he was pressing. And now we're starting to see a guy that's comfortable and relaxed. And then outside of Trevor Lawrence, the running back position. Travis Etienne is a potential first rounder. He has experience. He has big game experience. The wide receivers, Mr. T. Higgins and Ross, outstanding pro-like first-round talent at the wide receiver positions as well. And defensively, they don't have the household names that they've had over the last few years. But like you said, Barton, statistically speaking, they have outperformed the unit from a year ago with so many first-rounders and NFL players. And then the coaching. That is the deciding factor for me. Dabo Swinney and his staff, they've been to the promised land before. They know what it takes to get there and to be able to win that ball game, a championship-like ball game. So that's why I look at all the potential teams that we will see, we believe we will see. And you look at the quarterback position, no question, there hasn't been another quarterback in college football that has outperformed Joe Burrow. But Trevor Lawrence, if you threw out his first 5 weeks of the season and you compare what he's done the last 5 weeks to Joe Burrow, they could easily be neck and neck. And if I was to ask everybody who's watching me a question right now, who do you believe would be a better pro quarterback in the National Football League, Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence? I think the majority would say Trevor Lawrence because he has that type of talent. And when you have that type of talent, playing with confidence, and you have a supporting cast that can go against anybody and dominate their one-on-one matchup, you got to like him.
Well, and the hair, right?
Everybody can't pull off the hair.
And the hair. When you got the Barton Simmons flow, might give the edge to Trevor Lawrence.
Nothing better than a good set of lettuce. Yeah, that's huge.
Barton, we appreciate it. We'll check back with you in a moment.